everything is dipped in gold, then baby it will never grow. Everything sweet ain't sugar-coated.
Child, listen. If y'all knew how many times I've attempted to make this damn video and I'm just unsatisfied with it every time, it's actually kind of sick. But I'm only being so tedious about it because I feel like it's so important, right? I feel like what I have to say is so important. And if you feel like it's important, you're obviously going to care about the presentation of it. So, nonetheless, we are here. Finally. Before I get into my spiel, let me, rewind. That was me rewinding. And let y'all know who I am and why I'm here before I get into the nitty gritty. My name is Keisha. I go by Key. I'm a 28-year-old writer, poet, author, habitual moment capturer. Basically, a habitual moment capturer is I am an avid documenter of life. I absolutely love it. I feel like it's extremely important to document your existence on this earth, whether you feel like it's worth documenting or not. It is. The mere fact that you're here is enough for you to want to document. So that's who I am. The next layer of that is I'm a healer, I'm a teacher, and I'm an advocate, right? A strong advocate for people taking control of their life to make the necessary changes to get to wherever it is that they want to go. Now, that's not to say that I'm this like self-help guru and I have all the answers, because who does, right? Perfection does not exist. So if you're striving to be a perfect person, I hate to break it to you, you're never going to get there, right? So my goal is not to be a perfect person or make perfect people. I want to spark the conversations that we're having with ourselves. Because at the end of the day, those are the conversations that are going to change a life or keep you stuck. It was on New Year's that I got the idea that my second published book was going to be a journal, actually. That journal is based on a series of questions and conversations that I have personally asked myself over the years, conversations I've had with myself and others over the years that I feel like have positioned me to show up stronger and straighter, right? And more dominant in this world. Now, the goal is for that journal to be published by the end of the year. But I feel like the topics that I'm touching on in that book are things that I also wanted to bring in another platform, in another method. So that's what we have here. These videos, which I plan to drop every week, and each one of them is going to be a different question, conversation, and action step. The name of that book is SYB, which stands for Straighten Your Back. And I mean that in a physical and figurative sense, right? I feel like when we sit straighter, taller, we just exude a different dominance in the world, right? And when we show up with a aligned or, straightened spiritual back, we also show up with a different sort of dominance and confidence. And when you show up like that, the world reacts to you differently. And I realized that my entire life, but really mostly my 20s, has been me trying to figure out how to straighten my fucking back. So I've created a collection of questions, conversations, and action steps that I feel like personally have been extremely vital for me in exuding my dominance in this world and taking charge, right? Not allowing my past to hinder where I am now and where I'm gonna go. We do need to look back to the past to understand it, but it shouldn't cripple us, right? I felt like there was a void. Every time I looked out into the atmosphere, it was just a void of people like not asking themselves real, raw questions that might make you look like the bad guy. right? Questions that might bring up your flaws, questions that might show you in an imperfect light. And I think that people are afraid to do that because people don't truly like to look at themselves, right? Not only do people not like to look at themselves, people don't like for them to be the problem. Like, you want to blame your issues or your lack of on everybody else, when it's like, at the end of the day, at some point it will always come back to you, right? At the end of the day gotta end. Face ass. I'm joking. Why do I keep seeing that everywhere? Like, why is that a term that's just been so popular lately? Anyway, so yeah, I was looking out into the atmosphere and I'm like, oh, there's a void. And why not me be the one to fill it, right? I've been through a lot in my life, and my ability to challenge myself and question myself and look at things deeply and honestly, y'all, heavy on the honesty though, right? Because it's not just about the questions we're asking. It's about how honest we are being in our answers that really makes the biggest difference. I've always been someone who has had the ability to look at myself very deeply, get very real, very raw with myself. And for me, that's all the credentials I felt like I needed to be like, well, if I could do it for me, I could do it for somebody else. So that is what this is, right? That's what SYB is my attempt to be of service to y'all. It is my attempt to take the things that I've learned, to take the trials and tribulations that I've been through and show y'all how change comes in the conversations that we have with ourselves. Right? So I didn't just want to limit SYB to a journal, right? And again, the journal's not even going to come out until maybe the end of the year or so. I wanted to start putting these thoughts into our head now. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Weekly, I'm going to have a new video with a new topic, a new question, something to carry you through the week, right? Something that you can be thinking about and truly pondering on and answering for yourself. I think that sometimes people just don't know where to start, right? And I feel like I'm being called to be someone's starting point. I think all we need sometimes is somebody to push us, to nudge us, to give us something that we can build upon. And if one little nugget of knowledge that I give helps somebody change the way they see themselves, in turn change the way that the world reacts to them, I feel like I am doing what I was put on this earth to do. And it sounds so big and it sounds so grandiose, and that's because it is. That's because it is. So if taking control of your life, asking yourself the hard questions, right, but doing so lovingly, but doing so honestly, is something that you deem important, something that you feel like you might need a little extra nudge with, I urge you to come to this space weekly and make room for yourself here. We are continuously going to be a work in progress. That's not going to change. But we don't have to be working alone. Allow me to be of assistance, right? So I look forward to talking to y'all. I look forward to making these videos. I look forward to using my voice. I look forward to surrendering to purpose. And I hope that I reach whoever it is that I am supposed to reach in doing that. I'll see y'all next time.